Welcome to the June-July update of the Florida FAIRtax Educational Association. Sorry it's taken so long to get another one of these out, but June has been a very, very busy month for the Florida FAIRtax Educational Association and for AFFT. And for a report from AFFT, we have our good buddy Randy with us, so take it away.
Okay, it has been very busy. You may have noticed, we hope, that you've started receiving the FAIRtax Friday because of a switch from the existing bulk mail system called Your Membership over to a new bulk mail system with a group called Political Media, who happen to be the people that maintain the fairtax.org website. We were given an offer we couldn't refuse, and that was at no additional cost. They would take our existing database, import it, clean it, set it up, and start doing broadcast email, blast email for us.
And free is good.
And the free is good.
Yeah.
So that's taken about a little more than a month to transition. You have to build it up and sending it out. You can't send out to 260,000 all at one time. You have to build your system up, and that's now complete. So if you're not getting the FAIRtax Friday, please let Ron know or let me know, and we'll make sure that your email address is correct in the system.
And I'll have, while you're watching this, I'll have our email addresses down below.
Yes. Second thing I wanted to tell you about is Senate co-sponsor. And we've been working on this since the start of the new the session in January of this year. And we've ruled out Senator Jerry Moran from Kansas. He will not file the Senate bill for a couple different reasons. We have been talking mainly with Senator David Perdue in Georgia. He's the junior senator, but he ran on the FAIRtax, and he ended up taking the position that the original Senate sponsor in Georgia had. But for whatever reasons, Senator Perdue has not gotten around to filing the bill, and we've actually moving to a third option that I like a lot better, and that is Senator Rick Scott.
Yeah, I'm in favor of that.
And the reason I think Senator Scott would make a great sponsor is, one, he's self-term limiting. He said he's only going to serve 2 terms, which is 12 years in the Senate.
Assuming he's reelected.
I think he's pretty safe, but he doesn't have to rely upon the lobbyists in order to look for campaign funds to remain in office, and that's a big deal in Washington. And we think that he would bring fresh energy. He's been a FAIRtax supporter for more than a decade, I think.
Long time.
Back to when the memorial was passed.
And prior to that, and some of our local volunteers talked to him about the FAIRtax when he was running for governor.
So we're working hard with an unexpected resource, and that is half of the FAIRtax book, Neil Bortz. He's spending the better part of his summer in Florida, in Naples. Senator Scott has a place in Naples and an office, I think, in Naples. And Neil is going to try to work hard to get us a meeting with Senator Scott during the August recess.
That'd be great.
We'll present him with a full copy, both printed and electronic, of the House bill, and we'll basically explain that what we'd like him to do is be the Senate sponsor, and that we'd like to be able to promote the idea that he's fully on board with the FAIRtax.
Yeah, and I believe he is. I've had brief discussion with him when he was running for senator, and he was definitely in favor of the FAIRtax.
Second item I'd like to mention to you is more good news, and that comes from the state of Alabama. Alabama has been working on a repeal of its state income tax.
Yay.
And a replacement of it with a full FAIRtax with a prebate. So they had a rate study done. It's more than 2 years old. The rate study showed that their sales tax would not have to be much higher than it is now, and that they could fully replace their state income taxes and fund a prebate. They've now filed the bills. It takes two bills, one to repeal the state income tax, that's Alabama House Bill 3, and one to pass what they call Alabama Economic Freedom Act, and that's House Bill 4. And both bills are filed. They've found a donor who agreed to pay donate $6,500 for a new rate study. 5 of their legislators kicked in $500 each to make up $2,500, which covers the full cost of the rate study between the donor and the 5 legislators.
Those legislators must feel pretty serious about this.
I think they do, and their lieutenant governor is fully on board. That's Lieutenant Governor Ainsworth, and he's already out talking up the fair tax.
Great.
Secretary of State Merrill is on board, Secretary of Agriculture, and the Governor Kay Ivey, has been given a fair tax presentation. She likes the idea. She has not fully committed to it yet, but with that many sponsors in their legislature, and they think they'll have as many as 27.
Wonderful.
They think the governor would be fully on board. So this may well be the first state to repeal its income tax and replace it fully with a true fair tax.
Yay, fair tax!
And I think that's something the media is going to have a hard time ignoring.
Yeah.
Last thing, from my morning tax update, if you don't get the morning tax, it's from Politico. It's free, and just put in a search bar Politico morning tax, and you can sign up for it. All of what they call tax extenders have been put in a package. They're about to get voted to renew them again through 2020. That's the lobbyist playground, basically, except one that does affect Ocala. The accelerated racehorse depreciation measure apparently is going to die. So if you have a racehorse, you want to accelerate its depreciation, you better hurry, because you're not going to be able to accelerate its depreciation very long. The last thing is, there's a tax advocate in the IRS, Miss Olson, and they have created a tax misery, is it, index? Anxiety index.
Tax anxiety index.
Yes, an IRS anxiety index to help frustrated Americans who want to know how much anxiety other frustrated Americans...
I'm shocked. There's anxiety attached to the income tax?
And I guess they're going to have levels like yellow, orange, and red.
It'll be redder as April 15th gets
Yeah.
I
closer
think they
and
should
closer.
go DEF CON.
Yes.
DEF CON.
So,
Yep.
that's all I have. Hopefully I stuck to my time limit here.
Okay, yeah, let's stick to our time limit so we don't go to DEF CON 1.
Yes.
Anyways, right. We have, in the last 6 weeks, 4 new co-sponsors for H.R. 25. As Randy said, we don't have a sponsor in the Senate yet, but in the House, on May 14th, Gary Palmer of Alabama became a co-sponsor. He had been a co-sponsor prior, I think in the 114th, and for some reason he skipped the last Congress, but here in the 116th, he became a co-sponsor. And it was partly due to the constant gentle pressure of the volunteers in his district. Then, a few weeks later, Michael Waltz here in Florida. Now, Michael Waltz, when he was running for Congress last year, he signed the candidates, the FAIRtax
Candidate pledge.
Yeah, the FAIRtax candidates pledge.
Right, and he signed that in the primary, and I think his opponent signed it also, or declined to sign it.
I
don't remember.
I saw that she criticized him on. She tried to weekly criticize him on the FAIRtax.
That was in the general election.
Yeah, and it
but
was
in the
in the
primary, there were two, I think.
Oh, I'm sorry, I mixed up. Yeah,
Yeah.
okay, that could be. But anyways, Michael Waltz was successfully elected to District 6. That's the district that now Governor DeSantis represented when he was in Congress. So it took, we were hoping in January, but okay, we'll take June, all right? Then, just less than 2 weeks after that, John Rutherford, also here in Florida, District 4, that's the Jacksonville area, he became a co-sponsor. And I know that partly because of the efforts of Paul Livingston, who lives in that area. And then just this morning, as I was looking, I'm signed up on Congress.gov, and I get alerts when we have a new co-sponsor on HR 25. It sends me an email, and sure enough, Bill Flores of Texas, he became a co-sponsor. So that's 4 new co-sponsors in just like the last 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Really good news. So we're
Yep.
very happy about that. And it's due primarily because of the volunteers in their districts. I know from one of our own board members, Ed Connor. He's in Congressman Walt's district, and he kept the pressure on him. And I'm glad he was doing it, because Ed is a lot more patient than I am, all right? I wanted to send him anyway, so I'm not going to get into it. But Ed was successful, he and the other volunteers. So we're very happy that these 4 new co-sponsors are on board. We're hoping this is the beginning of something big. All right, moving along rapidly, because I do want to stay within our time limit. The FAIRtax guys were invited to Oklahoma State University. There is a CPA who's interested in the FAIRtax, Jade Wally. He's lives in Colorado, but he's originally from Oklahoma State University.
He also does our webinars.
And he does our webinars. He does our quarterly webinars. And he came to the FAIRtax kind of recently, but he's read everything there is to read. And when I mean he's read everything, not just the books, but the legislation, the research. He's read this stuff because he's a CPA. He can understand it. So he's become. And so he contacted us last year. Every summer he does a practicum back at his alma mater at OSU, and for graduate level CPA students. And he asked Bob and I to come out there. So Bob and I and our wives went out there because we had some plans for R&R after the practicum, and we recorded with this little camera here, about a little over an hour, made 2 episodes of FAIRtax Power Radio. Kids asked, I shouldn't call them kids, they're young adults. I mean, these folks are graduate students, all right? And they asked some great questions. A couple times we were stumped.
Yes, yeah, we had to have Jade help us out there.
So, Jade had to come and bail us out, and it was good. We really enjoyed the experience. I think the kids enjoyed it. I believe 16 out of the 20 said that they feel that the FAIRtax is a better situation than we have now, so that's a pretty good record, all right, considering we were only there for a few hours. So those episodes are on FAIRtax Power Radio. The easiest way to see all the episodes on FAIRtax Power Radio is at FAIRtaxGuys.com. FAIRtaxGuys.com. You don't have to join or subscribe. You just go there and you can look at the episodes. So, the annual Florida FAIRtax Educational Association board meeting.
Yep, that was held in June, and we welcomed a brand new member. Chase Tremont has joined the board, which is really good because it's not only new blood, it's younger blood.
Yes, he's a good deal younger than the rest of us.
In fact, he's younger than our kids, but we won't go there.
Yeah.
But every member of the board brings different expertise to the board and to the FAIRtax. And Chase works for a very large marketing firm, so his expertise would be very, very welcome.
Yeah.
We've received a lot of donations this year from individuals as well as some organizations, and we have a continuing very large donation from the Gay Foundation, which we really appreciate.
Out of Jacksonville.
Mm-hmm. Rudy Trummel, who does our FAIRtax logo store. He gave quite a presentation, and we now have brand new yard signs. They're really sharp looking. They're dark blue on top and bottom, and it makes the logo really pop, so that if somebody's driving by your house and you want one of these out in your lawn, that logo's gonna pop out, and it's really nice. He's got a couple of promotional items that are coming down the pike, some discounts and so forth, so keep an eye on that. One of the things that he was talking about was bumper stickers. And as you know, the old-fashioned bumper stickers sometimes would take care of paint on your car, which wasn't a good thing.
Or it'd be impossible to get off.
Right, and if you wanted to take it off, or got faded and you want to take it off, they're a mess. So we were using the magnetic bumper stickers for quite some time. Well, more and more the cars no longer have anything to stick it to. The metal seems to get smaller and smaller in the new
Get a
vehicles.
plastic trunk lid.
Yes, we get a
Plastic
lot of the
bumpers.
fiberglass now. So he was looking for something different, something that was removable, washable, that would cling well, and he thinks we found it. So it's a material that you can put it on your car. You can peel it off when you want to wash the car, put it back on. You can do that 100 times and it'll still stick. If it gets dirty, wipe it off with a wet rag. It stays where you put it. It's a marvelous thing, and so we're trying those out. So be one of the first ones in line to get your new bumper sticker and try it out for us and let us know how it works.
So,
And the
Website address.
website
New website.
address is fairtaxlogostore.com.
Org.
You can
.org.
.org. I always want to say .com.
Yeah, I've noticed.
Yeah, oh, shut up. Anyway, make sure you get your pocket cards. Leave them at restaurants when you go out to dinner as the second tip. Carry these in your purse or in your pocket. They're nice and small. They fit. They've FAIRtax information on one side, and the yes, and you've got it in your pocket, and the prebate schedule on the back. These little devils are great.
Upside down again.
No,
No,
I got
that's
it.
right.
I looked.
Okay.
The red goes up.
Ta-da!
Yeah.
And if you go to an event that says "Do not bring in signs,"
You can
you
sneak
can
that
slide this into a pocket or a
in.
purse.
Slip it into your socks.
and slip it in your socks. It's plastic. Nobody's going to see it.
Even
right?
if the president is going to be there.
That's right. And Randy will fill you in on what he did with this.
Yes.
Briefly.
Briefly, I went to the kickoff event for Trump 2020. I was able to sit with a group that had a small skybox access. We were a little above the stage. Down below us in the VIP section, Senator Rick Scott, I almost called him Governor, Governor DeSantis and the First Lady, Ted Yoho from Gainesville, my congressman, and Michael Waltz from the Panhandle. And anyway, I kept opening and closing my FAIRtax banner until finally Congressman Yoho realized it was there, and he started mentioning it to the others, and they turned around and they saw my banner, and I got a couple thumbs up from the group. I think there were 3 co-sponsors there.
That's great.
Yeah, Waltz and
Yoho.
Matt Getz and Yoho.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then as Vice President Pence came out, I noticed that he looked up. He didn't give me a thumbs up, but I think he saw my banner. He's a 12-year co-sponsor. The President and First Lady came out. And again, I'm not sure the President saw it, but he certainly had every opportunity to see it.
That's great. One person can make a difference.
Absolutely.
Yes, it can.
Okay. All right, let's move along because I don't want to take too much of your time. All right. The chairman's report. FAIRtax Friday. Bob, yeah. Randy mentioned this. FAIRtax Friday has been mailed out every Friday for a long time, and part of FAIRtax Friday is the Chairman's Report, written by Steve Hayes, who's the president and chairman of the board of the Americans for Fair Taxation. Steve takes one particular subject, drills down into it, and demonstrates why the situation would be better under the fair tax than under the current tax system. It's great. Somebody suggested a few months ago, have somebody record that chairman's report and then take the recording and make a simple YouTube video, which we've been doing for a couple of months. And then I thought, well, if we can do a YouTube video, why not do a podcast too, since I already got the audio for it. And yep, so that's what we've done, starting in fact, I got the notice today. Our main platform is Spreaker, and that's where the FAIRtax guys have their podcasts. But Spreaker is a great website because it distributes it to other places, such as iTunes. So now you can get the chairman's report as an email. It's going to be on YouTube, on the FAIRtax official YouTube page. It is on YouTube, and it's going to be on Spreaker and iTunes as a podcast. And of course, the podcast is portable. You download it to your phone, you can listen to it anytime. So there's that, along with FAIRtax Power Radio. We are now we're doing our own videos, as you probably know, I hope. We're not limited to just 11:30 on Wednesday morning. We're actually publishing to Facebook Tuesday evening at 8 o'clock. And even though the show is pre-recorded, the comments are live. Well, then we're also experimenting we're putting it on YouTube, we're putting it on something called Periscope, and we're going to be looking into other sites too. And the board decided at their annual meeting that we're going to look into hiring somebody who's an expert in getting us out there on the internet. And that's something we're going to be looking into in the next few weeks.
And that Tuesday, 8 p.m. is on the national Facebook, FAIRtax Facebook page, which would be facebook.com/FAIRtax.
Yeah.
And that'll take you directly to if you have a Facebook account.
Because they have a huge reach on that page.
Yeah, about 172,000 likes and followers
and
on that page.
You can type in a question or a comment, and Ron and Randy are sitting there and we'll answer them for you. So it is interactive. Please take advantage of it.
So anyways, there's lots of ways for people to learn about the fair tax. There's FAIRtax Power Radio, there's the Chairman's Report, they're on Facebook, YouTube,
Twitter,
podcasts. I mean, there's lots of ways, and we're going to be making sure that everybody knows about these, that more people know about these as the months go on, okay? So, just to refresh your memory, the websites for the Florida FAIRtax Educational Association, flfairtax.org. flfairtax.org. We've got the current co-sponsors. Our webmaster contacted me this morning and said, hey, why don't we have a page with all the co-sponsors on there? That way we can show people the progress. Great idea. If he wants to do it, that's fine. Okay. The FairtaxGuys.com I already mentioned. That's the easiest way. You can find the FairtaX Guys on Facebook and YouTube and so forth. Mm-hmm. But the easiest way is FairtaxGuys.com. No subscription, no joining. And the FAIRtax logo store that Elaine already mentioned, FairtaxLogoStore.org, FairtaxLogoStore.org. And then finally, PopVox. PopVox is the site where you can go and sign up with your name and address. That way the system knows where you are and who your representative is. The FAIRtax is only in the House right now, but you can go to do a search for HR 25, make some positive comments, and your comments will go to your congressman and you will get a response. So it's a great way to put some more pressure. If you're in a district in which the representative is not a co-sponsor, that's one more way that you can reach out to the representative, along with phone calls, emails, and letters. All right.
And you can comment on other tax bills where you can say the fair tax would be a far better alternative.
Exactly.
That's popvox.com.
Yep. Popvox.com. Great website. Okay, that about does it for us. I don't want to take any more of your time.
The only thing I would like to say is that you can have the best product in the world, but if nobody knows about it, it's not going to do anybody any good.
Yeah.
So everybody who is watching this, don't be quiet. go out and tell people about these podcasts, the FAIRtax Power Radio, the Chairman's Report. All of this stuff is for your education. So get out there and talk to people.
Yep.
It's the
And
best way.
because there's an imposter out there in Illinois, the governor of Illinois has stolen our
Our trademarked,
our branded, trademarked word. We have come up with a new slogan.
Yep. Which is, and I'll leave you with this: the only fair tax is the fair tax.
I like the only real fair tax
Yeah.
is the fair tax.
Yep. So, yep. So anyways, we'll leave it with that. Thank you for your time. Please give this link to other people in Florida so they can learn more about what's going on at your Florida FAIRtax Educational Association. Thank you.
Thank you.
See you next month.